We agreed, no more kids in the house unless it's young Sheldon. Boy, is that kid a pepper pot.
It's not what you guys think. I'm gonna be a surrogate.
But don't you need an egg? Or is that a bad question to ask now that pizzas and vaginas mean nothing?
Hi, Family Guy fans! Seth MacFarlane's masterpiece is well known for his over-the-top humor and the extravagant personalities of its characters. But did you know that the show is full of Easter eggs and many pop culture references? Well, in case you didn't, get ready, because here are some funny references and cool moments that we've found in your favorite show.
Hey, Megan!
Oh, hey, guys. Wait, did you just call me Megan?
That's your name, isn't it?
Well, actually, Meg is short for something else.
I'm sure that a lot of you have heard about Hasbro's famous franchise Transformers, right? Well, in case you have, you'll be familiar with the name Megatron. In this episode, we see that Meg is having a really tough time in her high school, as usual, and one of the other students calls her Megan. She says that Meg is not short for Megan, and that her real name is Megatron Griffin. Peter did his daughter very dirty on this one by calling her the same name as Transformers' Big Bad. But this scene is one of the most hilarious ones that you can find in season 12 of the show. And hey, don't think that this would be the only time that Transformers gets referenced on the show.
Oh, clumsy oof! Michael Flatley must be turning over in his grave. Wait a minute, he's not dead. Yet. Michael Flatley.
What's the meaning of REDRUM? Does the word ring a bell for you? Well, those of you who like reading and like horror movies will be really familiar with this word because it's from the famous Stanley Kubrick and Stephen King movie, The Shining. If you read the word REDRUM backwards, it spells murder, which reflects The Shining's psychotic personality of the character Danny. This can also reflect Stewie's personality, since he's a little sociopath too. A Star Wars tribute wouldn't be a great tribute if it didn't have some cool Easter eggs. One of the most famous scenes in the space saga is one in which the protagonists enter the cantina on Tatooine and see many other famous characters inside. This scene ended up being one of the most famous in cinematic history, alongside John Williams' trademark music. Let's see what we've found here. If you take a good look at the bar, you can see that some famous figures like Bender from Futurama and Roger from American Dad were some of the most important ones that we were able to recognize. Peter has developed many rivalries throughout the show's history, but did you know that he had a Street Fighter-esque one-on-one with Mr. Washy Washy? In this episode, we see that our main protagonist is having one of his well-known fights against other characters on the show. In Teagues for Two, he confronts Mr. Washy Washy over a stolen shirt that he had at his store. If you knew about Capcom's Star game, the fight not only includes the presentation and the life bars that are used in the game, it also includes the stage that the character E Honda uses, representing the classic Japanese thermal baths. What a cool reference for video game lovers.
I've lost my position with the Pawtucket Brothers Brewery Company, and the play is off.
We have to inform the children.
Peter's cinematic career nearly came to an end in this episode. This episode was a clear ode to the work of many of cinema's most famous movie directors. Apart from holding a guest appearance of Carrie Fisher and Adam West, we see that the episode is divided into 3 separate works, resembling Quentin Tarantino, Wes Anderson, and finally, Michael Bay. It's so funny to see Peter acting in so many different roles, and remember Remember Transformers? Maybe you can associate Michael Bay's work with that franchise. Sad that all 3 directors fired Peter.
You know, Brian, I'm looking forward to getting rid of some of this crap. Like this movie, Stymie Gruffin, The Untold Story. It's not a movie at all, Brian. Just 3 episodes back to back. This thing is an insult.
Well, that might be overstating things a little.
It's a middle finger to the fans is what it is. I tell you, Fox should be in bed.
Wait a minute, is Brian selling some Family Guy DVDs? This famous episode starts with the complete Family Guy members building a street market right in front of their houses, but did you notice something strange on Brian's table? Well, if you take a good and close look at the DVDs that they're selling, you can see that they have Stewie's face printed on the front. Would this mean that they're trying to sell their own TV show? We will never know. Who's seen the movie Revenge of the Nerds? Peter might have founded a very cool band during this episode with all his friends, but don't they remind you of something? Well, if you're not an 80s kid, this movie might not ring any bells for you, but in case you are, you might have noticed that this band is a very cool reference to the movie Revenge of the Nerds. At the time, this movie made a great representation of a group of nerds that try to rebel against the cool guys from the fraternity to stand their ground. Family Guy's director sure loves those cinematic references.
Eric? Peter? Oh my God, I haven't seen you since high school. God, what are you doing these days?
I'm the red guy.
Oh my God.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm the green guy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
He's got... Hey, is that Stacy Beecham?
Where?
Continuing with the cinematic references, here's a big one from the futuristic movie Tron. In this scene, we see that Peter is doing a completely deep dive to Tron's world to race his old friend Eric, only to get distracted and lose the race in the end. This is not the only time we see a reference to this cult classic, because many other aspects of Tron have been mentioned in the show's history. Here's another famous one.
I've never been able to get an interview with the mayor of Quahog. You get it, and I'll make you a reporter.
You got it.
Run, little rabbit, run. But someday our 2 worlds will be one.
Meg's on and off boyfriend might be a very famous person after all. Neil Goldman might be Quahog's resident nerd, but do you know who was the inspiration for his creation? Well, in case you didn't know, this nerdy guy got his name lent by one of the series creators, Neil Goldman. Neil might not be the most attractive character to give your name to, but it's for sure a really funny one.
Cut.
Okay, nice take, Jenna. But let's try giving the lines a little subtext this time. Your husband's always away on business, and you feel increasingly isolated and unloved. So you begin to think maybe you should go back to graduate school and finish your dissertation. And that's when you notice the cable man has taken his pants off.
Brian has tried to earn a name in the film industry way too many times during the show's long run. In this episode, he tries once again by exploring a new cinematic branch. He tries to be successful in the adult movie industry. This gets him nominated for an Adult Film Movie Award, and it's here where we find another cool inner reference. While they're giving the Best Music Award, some of the nominees are Ron Jones and Walter Murphy, who are responsible for some of the best music that you can find in Family Guy. What a cool reference. Well, there you have it, Family Guy fans. Here are some cool Easter eggs and references that you can find in your favorite show. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel so we can provide you with even crazier adventures from Peter and his family. Until the next time, goodbye.
Meg, this is serious. Pregnancy is not something you do for money or to keep a certain professional athlete interested after he blocks your number. You're gonna ruin your life and I won't have any part of it.
Well, too bad, because I'm 18 and you can't stop me.
Dang, no more sush for Meg for 9 whole months.
That's honestly what you're taking away from all this?
Well, yeah, I'm still getting sush.